Have you ever felt a little bit outnumbered? Do you think it would be fair for a team to play 3 against a team of 12? Probably not.
My name is Gideon. Let me tell you about a time when my army was outnumbered. The Midianites had been cruel to us, the Israelites, for 7 years. My people had to hide in caves. The Midianites left us with nothing to eat. We were starving. Eventually, my people cried out to the Lord for help.
This actually happened over and over again. The Israelites sinned, God handed them over to their enemies, and eventually the Israelites turned back to God and cried out for Him to help them.
When my people cried out to the Lord, He chose me to rescue my people. I couldn't believe it. There's nothing special about me, but the Lord promised to be with me. I still wasn't really quite sure about it, so I asked God for some signs to prove that He was really going to use me to rescue the Israelites. If you want to know more about it, you can read the story in Judges chapter 6. After God gave me the signs, early one morning, I got up with my army of 32,000 men, and we went near to where the Midianites had camped. There were 135,000 Midianite soldiers. Talk about outnumbered. That's 4 against 1. Now, does that sound like a fair fight to you? But God told me that my army was too big. He said that if we beat the Midianites, we would feel proud and think that we had won the battle on our own. God told me to tell the people that anyone who was afraid could go home. 22,000 soldiers went home. Now, how many did that leave? Well, 10,000, but that's still 14 Midianites to 1 Israelite. But God said that my army was still too big. He told me to bring them down to the stream and divide them into 2 groups depending on how they drank the water. How would you drink the water out of the stream? Would you cup the water in your hands like this? Or would you put your mouth in the water? 9,700 soldiers knelt down and put their mouths into the stream. God said to send them home. So how many did that leave? 300. That's 450 Midianites to 1 Israelite. Does that sound fair? Not at all.
But don't forget that God was with the Israelites. Every time the Israelites cried out to God, He sent someone to rescue them. This time He sent Gideon. But the rescuer was never able to rescue the Israelites on their own. None of these rescuers were perfect, and none of these rescuers could deal with the biggest problem that the Israelites had. That was their sin. These rescuers needed God's help, and that is what made all the difference.
The Midianite camp was down in the valley. That night the Lord said to me, "Get up, go down into the Midianite camp, for I have given you victory over them." I divided the 300 men into 3 groups and gave each man a ram's horn and a clay jar with a torch in it. I told them to keep their eyes on me and do as I do. I told them to blow their horns when they heard me blow mine and to shout, "For the Lord and for Gideon." Just after midnight, we reached the edge of the Midianite camp. We blew the horns, broke the jars, and shouted. The Midianites panicked and ran to escape. They even fought against each other, and we won.
All was fine with the Israelites for a while, until they needed to be rescued again. It happened over and over again until eventually God sent a rescuer who could deal with our problem of sin. He sent His Son, the Lord Jesus. He could deal with sin because He is perfect. He died and came back to life so that we can be rescued from sin by trusting in Him. Have you been rescued from your sin?
Thanks for tuning in this week. Make sure to follow our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and we'll see you all next week.